friends, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the next leg of our adventure as we say a nice farewell to Edinburgh and head over to Inverness. Now, Inverness is a couple hours away from Edinburgh, and I will say the drive there was absolutely beautiful. It was interesting to note how the landscaping of the green and the yellow changed as we went further in and became more dry and rustic tones of earth. Along our path, we stopped at a gas station and found this really adorable make-your-own sorbet machine. I have never seen one of these at a gas station stop before in my life, and it was quite thrilling, to say the least, and very delicious. The drive over was really fun, and we managed to pass the time by sightseeing and making jokes and listening to music and podcasts. It was just overall a great time. Now, we arrived at Inverness and there were cloudy skies, but the sun was definitely shining through, creating this beautiful lighting effect. The town of Inverness is quite striking, with beautiful historical architecture as well as more modern additives. This large river that runs through the town was probably my favorite part. It gave it such a magical feel. I felt as though I was in a storybook of sorts. We definitely took our time leisurely walking throughout the town before turning in for the night, and we caught the most beautiful sunset. We stayed at a nice little locally owned hotel. And in the morning, we packed up and did one last look around Inverness before continuing on with our journey. If you do visit Scotland, I definitely recommend spending at least 2 days in Inverness because we only had the partial half day and then we had to leave in the morning. And I definitely feel like there was so much more of this town that I would love to see and explore. So from Inverness, we continued our journey heading over to Ullapool. Ullapool? I hope I said that right. Now, the reason we were heading over here is because there is a port with a ferry that was going to take us to the Isle of Lewis, which was the next place of our journey that we were going to explore. This drive was a bit longer, but equally as breathtaking, if not more so. We saw lots of big, beautiful hills and mountains, lots of lakes, rivers, creeks, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. So here we are, arrived in Ullapool, and as you can see, this is a fishing town, so there are lots of boats. So we took the ferry, and I definitely made sure to get as much time looking around as possible because as we were leaving the port, you could see all the homes on the land and all the colors of the flowers and the grass, and it was just really, really gorgeous. My only complaint about this ferry ride was once we left more of the port area, the waters became really, really choppy, and as we were inside the boat, the waves were so intense that pretty much everyone got seasick except for a couple. And so I did have to go back outside just to get some fresh air because it was pretty intense. Once we landed on the Isle of Lewis, we made our way over to the Gearrannan Blackhouse village. But along our drive we did stop a little bit and just notice how the land looked completely different from the mainland of Scotland. There were even more streams and rivers and lakes. And the grass and the plants that grew here were much more short and shrub-like because the winds are incredibly harsh and they blow all the time. The stones and the rocks have a very ancient feel to them and a really unique coloration of gray. We spent a little time here in Stornoway, which is the town where the port is, where the ferry lands. And this town is really, really sweet. I really loved it here. The people are really kind and mainly keep to themselves. The buildings are colorful but also muted tones. Quite simple architecture, but with lovely windows and roof designs. I had yet again another fantastic matcha latte. My dad had a latte, my sister had a tablet hot chocolate, which is very sweet, and my boyfriend had a black coffee at this wonderful little cafe we found. Now, once we arrived at the Blackhouses, it was absolutely breathtaking. There was a lot of wind, it was quite chilly, but immediately I was taken away by these stone walls that were built everywhere. There is a little building with locally made arts and paintings and souvenirs and soaps and such, and I really, really enjoyed the vibes in there. You could tell the people were really inspired by the land and the sea. Over at the bay there were many rock towers, and we built several ourselves. The water was quite cold, so even though I wanted to go in, I did refrain. Every stone here has a different design and a different color on it, unlike anything I'd ever seen before. So this was our first exposure to the Gearrannan Blackhouses. Stay tuned for the next part to get an even better look at where we are and where we're headed. Definitely feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.